Greetings. So today we have another tutorial. Today we are going to talk about the break and retest strategy. Now in this video we are going to share what is the break and retest strategy, how it forms, how it looks like in an uptrend and a downtrend, as well as where to enter and exactly where to exit. And we will also look at one real life example on GBP JPY. This strategy works on every pair, but due to some reasons, I'm just showing you just one for now. Subsequent videos, we'll talk about more examples to come. Let's move to the charting area. So welcome to the charting area. Today we are going to talk about the break and retest strategy. Now, this is one of the simplest strategies you can find in technical analysis. Very, very simple and very straightforward as well as effective. Okay, so first of all, we need to know what is a break and retest. What does it stand for? Break and retest, what does it stand for? So, break and retest, what it simply means is that it is simply the breaking of a zone by price and later revisiting or retesting the same zone. This zone can either be a support or a resistance zone. So it is simply the breaking of a zone. So we can see that price moved up, came down, moved up, broke this zone, this support, this previous resistance, price broke this previous resistance, came back to retest this zone, right? Came back to retest this zone. So this resistance is now the support, and later just went back in its original direction. So we can see from example 2, the same thing. Price moved up, got to this zone, came down, moved up again, came down. So basically price consolidated in this zone. Price was just consolidating in this zone till it further gathered momentum and broke the zone. Later coming to retest the zone and then going back up. So this is where we'll look for our entries. This is where we'll look for our entries to be able to capitalize on the whole move. So as we can see, this strategy can be applied to both uptrends and downtrends. So we've already looked at the uptrend, but let's look at it again. So we can see that price moved up, then retraced a little bit, and then moved up again to create a higher high, and then came to create a higher low. Now, where this thing came to create a higher low was at a zone. Okay, so it came back to retest the zone, forming a higher low at the zone. Okay, yeah. So this is where we find our entry and we buy. The same thing can be applied to a downtrend. You see the market is forming lower highs, lower lows, right? So this is a zone that was broken. Okay, this zone is the zone that was broken by this price. So what we are supposed to do is to wait for a retrace. So when we waited, price came back to retest the zone, and then what did we do? We entered a trade here and the thing sold. So going to example number 3, we can see that price moved up, had some consolidation in this zone. Price didn't know where it wanted to go, whether to come down or to go further up. So, but eventually the buyers became more than the sellers, and what happened? We were able to break this zone. Okay, and then price came back to retest the zone, and then what happened? We've gone back up. The same thing for this level. We can realize that price did what? Consolidated in this region, forming a double top. Okay, forming this. Okay, price consolidated in this region, forming a double top. This is also another form of strategy on its own, double top. but we are not looking at that. We'll look at that in a different video. So price formed a double top, came down, and then what happened? We tested this zone again. All right, we tested this zone. So here will be support made resistance. We tested the zone again. What happened? The thing dropped down. So we are going to look at why this thing happens. Why does it break and retest? We're going to look at why price breaks and retest. So it's very basic and very simple. So this is what happens. So the people that actually, we are going to use this example. We are going to use this example number 3, to explain it, why this thing happens. We're going to use example number 3. So, I mean, to every trader, when you see that price is consolidating, you don't really know where the price is going to go, whether it's going to go up or come down. You don't really know, right? You don't really know. So price came here, it sold. Price came here, it sold. So obviously, when price come here, majority of people will sell. Obviously, majority of people will sell. So when, let's say, sellers come in at this point, okay, then price breaks this thing, there will be fear and panic amongst them, because I mean, maybe some of them didn't even put their stop losses there, and price has risen all the way here. They will be praying for the market to come back to the original position so that they can just close it. So when market comes back over to this place, this zone, they close it. All right, the sellers, they close it. All right, so at this zone, the sellers here have already closed their positions. All right, so reducing the number of sellers in the market, which will then push the market back up. All right, it's very, very simple. It's very, very simple. Due to fear and panic, you get it. Very, very simple. It's very, very simple. The same that goes for this one. Market came down, consolidated. I mean, for a usual trader, when market comes here, it's bought here, it's bought here. Obviously, when it came here, buyers will be here to buy it up. But unfortunately, this thing broke down. We tested this level again, and what happened? So this is a very simple strategy. Okay, very, very simple strategy. So what are the trading rules we are going to look at? What are the trading rules we are going to look at? So the trading rules we are going to look at are very simple. We are not going to involve any serious mind analysis and all this. It's going to be simple. What we are going to look at is, we are going to look for, so our entry will be here. So we are going to look for a bullish presence at this level, okay, at this level where the market comes to retest the zones. We are going to look for a bullish presence at those levels. Okay, so a bullish presence at those levels can look like a lot of things. You get it? A bullish presence at those levels can look something like this. Okay, a bullish presence at those levels can look like this. Okay, can look like this. All right, so a bullish presence at this level can look like this, which is an engulfing candlestick. So your job is just to just look for a bullish presence. So it can be a pin bar, a hammer, it can be an engulfing candlestick, but it should be bullish. Okay, it should be bullish. It would be better if you have a green candle or a bullish candle with no wicks. Okay, so how you enter the trade is, you place your buy stop order, or you place your market order slightly above the high of the bullish candle, and you put your stop loss slightly below the low of the bullish candle. Okay, so slightly below, not exactly at the low, but slightly below, just to allow, slightly below. So if it's somewhere here, we can put our stop loss somewhere here. Okay, and put the buy order here. Then the market does its thing. Same thing for this level. We put our stop loss slightly lower, just to allow turbulence to take place. Then we look for a bullish presence. When that happens, what happens? we move the price higher. So now we are going to look at real life examples, okay, of the break and retest strategy and how they work. All right. So welcome to the charting area. So for our first example, we are going to look at GBP/JPY. GBP/JPY. So as we can see, this is where price is currently. So if I play it, you can see price is heading down. So this is the point where price heads for this region, this zone. So you can see that first price was what, somehow consolidating before it formed a double bottom and then broke through this zone. When it got here first, it started selling, then it broke through it. Now price has come back to retest this. So how do we enter? First of all, we have to find a bullish presence. So let's see what the market gives us. Okay, so I have this candle which signifies a bullish presence. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to enter the trade. I'm going to enter a buy setup with my entry above this, with my entry slightly above the high, my stop loss slightly below the low. Yeah. And I'm going to target, slightly below the swing high. Yeah. So this trade it has a risk to reward ratio of 2.14. So let's see how it goes. So as you can see, we are deep in profit. Okay, we are deep in profit. Let's see if it hits our take profit. And that is it. It hits our take profit. So yeah. So this is one example. It hits our take profit. You can see very clean trade. Very clean trade. So this is one example, GBP/JPY.